in room kakay.
Kabu, may I say?
Yeah.
Football, a tool that unites, that unearthly beautiful stories around the beautiful game. Now, Osha, the lead up to this game, there are certain individuals that impact our their respective clubs and how Metimia drive the agenda of their club up to this stage. It demands that you're spending time kakra, now you amplify, and why this supposed to be one of the finals I was saying I cherish it.
Okay.
And I started with Francesco Achebe. You see, there are players if you are Omo career no, Omo hits it the top gear early enough.
Okay.
A typical example is Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Obobo was set in a number and son over Liverpool. I enjoy what it feels like winning and playing for a better team.
Okay.
Now, Achebe story now ain't anything different. Just that he's somebody of free Milan Krumwa. But as a boy, team and any Nijehono, AC Milan. But ne career now started because of Onuankasanisu and in the buying. So he had to join Kievo, other teams, and in them he is someone who are fighting many battles and were winning. At some point in 2013, no issues with cancer.
Okay.
The treaty na babi. In 2012, now say losing a father. But ono as a child, he had issues with ne papa no grandson who free.
Okay.
Not because no penase. But I feel say na papa ni overly critical of the mistakes.
Okay.
You see, there are some parents onim how or donebano, but expression of love, no, sometimes it becomes a problem. Into one child now kwadana who say or papa naze uninim penase.
Yeah.
But the reality is that openasem. So he had to move on to Sassuolo to rediscover the form, no, career, no, because he is one person before training sessions. And some or condom na night before no one any so. So no jinu who disa who they know. But the other disciplines are also the kind of ball bono. Idea ne ludino.
Okay.
And sana Okoshia Paulo Francini, which is a psycho therapist. Obuano so obe overcoming the pain our experiencing.
Okay.
From Sassuolo, he moved on to Lazio. And Lazio, no, there became a bond between Ono and Simeone Inzaghi and the coach. So it was Simeone Inzaghi and not convincing. Say on tries to be joining Inter Milan, Wabra Oba in 2022. But that move na amba cheap because the fans of Inter Milan na omo oppose Achebe because age no kon him. Now at age 37. And no about for Inter Milan. But the Nipo convincing is only into the same Paolo Francini, which is a psychotherapist. Say, oh Papa Kratia Sena. That team or support no. Yeah, Inter Milan. Though would yeah, oh boyhood interest no. AC Milan. So there's every chance there was all now Kobomomo. And then he joined. Now Ocean roots in the UEFA Champions League and our competition. 65 games in Wabo. When you talk of European competitions.
Okay.
Now 65 games our bono. Papa your friend is Francesco Achebe on to Atlanta. Predominantly or you left-footed or you game no wana. Yes. But in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League, of finding itself in an unfamiliar position at the very critical point of the game.
Okay.
That was extra time, minutes away from penalty shootout. And then he scored with the unfavorite foot. That's the right foot. Typical strikers go. In 65 games. In that game, only 46 touches in the period of my boy, you know.
Okay.
And the 46th touch was in the
game against
Barcelona.
Yeah.
All recording the first goal. So it shows somebody or resilient, winning the battle against cancer on 2 occasions, overcoming depression because of ne papano ewuno. from the bulls of Inter Milan fans, and no more yet in tune with the signing, no? Yeah. But still, or show that high mentality. So he's never given up because he has won many battles. Into when you cry, the idea easy for him.
He's a fighter.
A fighter. And then they no go na the Inter Milan drew another final. A communique, a dreaded land for teams that magic competition in Ibida. But also the other half, and I said the opponent, and so there comes a manager in Luis Enrique. The story of Luis Enrique, they say Barcelona is spending a lot. I hear panic buys in they say after all the 2015 competition, OPN team for mu win him, and he joins PSG. But also the candidate, the real candidate for PSG job now. There were two names and a PSG considered before Luis Enrique didn't pop up. That was Jose Mourinho and then Antonio Conte. But the deeper discussion on 4D, I agree say Antonio Conte and then Jose Mourinho are winners, but they are not builders.
Okay.
But the Omo experience over time since Omo take it over na say managers Omo beni na was something similar to Omo Diana say they are winners. Omo na obetime winning a season or two real see. But the Omo looking forward to no a total and convincing dominance. Yam build it from a scratch. So it took Luis Enrique convincing Luis Ocampos, and then I said life. He said I can do it. This is how I want to start. I believe in the youth and then building a real culture. So you deviate from the celebrity culture in terms of big name signing, you know. Niembra, you signing players are more potential for now and then the future. Obenya absolute control over these players. So we have Vitinha, now we have Yao Neves, we have Fabian Ruiz in Omo team now. Say these are players at youngsters. Now, quite sure William Pacho, age 23. Look at the sort of football Obomomo. So he, as Luis Enrique, also go through some cycle of pain, losing the daughter, or claiming a body no cut, but the soul still exists, and every time, feel the presence of Nebano. And he's not somebody or fear to lose. This is a coach, ultimate Dechi football, no, eco marathon race, swimming race. In the Sahara Desert, you see him competing. So he is also a fighter. Okay. So the story of Luis Enrique in this competition in Yobia, what changed the mindset of Paris Saint-Germain? Now, I dare the owners now envisage for a very long time. He is on the cusp of doing that. The Ompes Omo a European dynasty. Omo ye dominant. Send Real Madrid ne others na ye. And yet domestic dominance in Kwano Omo sheshe. And only there Inter Milan and I say Paris Saint-Germain sheshe. But in him, they have a very wonderful manager obetimi. But say ye share the game itself. A game ma target is a tactical chess. Coach obetimi enhu a lupo a seize on. At the minute in here, attention, he will be the one to win. Because both sides, now, as you say, they have quality in that.
Yeah.
They have the men to do it. Inter Milan are coming into this competition from the heartache of 2023. And most of the players still are present with team. Yes, they are coming with the same manager in Diego Simeone. Also, the current crop of players Paris Saint-Germain. In 2020, when they were losing, only personal Kempembe, that of Marquinhos, now Becca said, no more integral in that team. So youngsters we know the pain of the two now omo joining team. No. But Inter Milan, from a possible treble to trophyless season. Now Betimaji Scudetto, Betimaji Coppa Italia. Nina went away in a flash. Now the only trophy Ombetimi winning the UEFA Champions League. But baby I kobo final no something that goes against Obi Awajibida. German Kuruno or minor.
Sasena Ekosuno.
Yes.
Ompe obi awajibida.
Wajibida. Tuba obi pafufro. Now PSG per se or yet history be a be worth telling people.
Okay.
Now Messiah care about the Marcel team of 1992-93, our winning competition with Abedi Pele, Didier Deschamps, they were all part of that team. But by under a scandal into one more chairman no say that season on competition you relegate you because now match facing allegations against Marseille, so they were relegated. President went into prison. But PSG they know say omashishe team it is omo team the year asa we need trouble there as surpasses the Marseille abeye
bebre
France would din of world football mo. But it will surprise you to know say only Olympic do Marseille and now for our competition Reims elusi Saint-Étienne elusi in the final omo PSG asa ba be elusi bi Marseille no so elusi bi. So it's time for another king from Paris. I had the capital, so you better crown. But at the end of the ingredients of potential champions. You can never win the UEFA Champions League with a poor goalkeeper.
It's a factor.
Yes. PSG so just as Inter Milan about some difficult games, almost Bobby. It took the last 3 games of the group phase, and ultimately they discover Momojo, and they qualify. And we share Brest, your favorite team, and almost share 10 goals, and then Liverpool by far the toughest game on Mabo. And at Anfield, Omunya qualification via penalty shootout, and in that game, no be abekase goalkeeper Gigi Donnarumma was the best player on the field, saving PSG on the night. Penalty shootout, Liverpool didn't even make a case for themselves and no more qualify. Then again comes another English team in Aston Villa. From Aston Villa head on, then Arsenal arrives. And no more Jumane simple for Arsenal. They are in the final against an Italian side. But Inter Milan saw consistency. Consistency in terms of their manager. Consistency in terms of the quality of more possessing. And they are coming in with a 3-5-2 system. They have quality in that experience against a young side. Why never end up winning the competition? I think say coach Bema the tactical aspect, the mental preparation ahead of games like this. But say you will be all to play for Inter Milan.
Okay.
Because how flamboyant they've been throughout the season, they can't end the season without a trophy. Especially looking at the age bracket of Inter Milan team.
Yeah.
I think say most of these players are here showing the next 3 seasons say a top performance. Achebe is 30, 37. The rest no make it. I am 32, 28, 33. So we might be bidding a farewell to names Bia and what team we mo.
Yeah.
Once a PSG so usher in a new generation on better say deviated from the big spending but creating a very good team formidable a bit team dominating Europe. So a difficult game now you bear witness it. But my prediction after coach the tactical aspect
now so baby again.
Yes.
Was a coach me who be preparation before matches.
Yes.
And you're a core game, no.
Oh yes.
Players no psychologically.
Yeah.
And tell no crab bono or more man.
Yes.
As a coach to me read me
because finally there's a thin line I walk being the champion and then losing.
Okay.
But I know about first of all I solely on the shoulders of the coach.
Okay.
On one kasana ujina bench the confidence level it is saying the players how well no what me I buy into and you ma behind the scenes before the final.
Okay.
So san you money nyinaba with the head coach and coach will hide here. I think say obe pa mezabe engage yes. I think there are a lot of questions that happen so more interest into nyina na kafuano na me wie bi dia I am a prediction
but still